Car Talk Show coming up from America on the Roads Talk Show.
Right.
Jack Nerad and Nat Toy Award winners. That's North American Car and Truck of the Year Award. Big deal. Later in Jeff's Car Culture, 5 of the longest drivable tunnels. Is it only in the United States?
Yeah, there's tunnels all over the world, but we've talked about long roads. We talked about Route 66. We talked about bridges. Now it's time to go underground.
I couldn't agree more. On a day like today, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars over there in Neaterville, Texas.
Hello, Neaterville.
We always need more Jeff Dziekan sitting next to me. Chief Engineer David Ainsley just got out of the shower, from what I'm told. That's the David cam that we've been kind of monitoring, but not really. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday morning. And joining us now from the left coast, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man of the hour, Jack Nerad. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, Jack.
Good morning. The man of the early hour. At least early hour for me, less so for you.
Yes, it is. 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
Just getting back from
and
clubbing.
As always, we always appreciate you joining us out there because we know there's a 2-hour time difference. There's lots of other differences too, but we won't go into those.
Right. I can't take credit or blame for those, I don't think.
No, you cannot, and we wouldn't place them on you anyway. So, first of all, before we get into all of this, would you explain to everybody what is Nat Toy, how it came about, and the awards process?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. North American Car of the Year started, I think, about 35 years ago. I was not involved in it at its inception, but the goal was to bring a bunch of independent journalists together to decide on first Car of the Year. Then it was expanded to Truck of the Year, and now there's Utility of the Year too, which is arguably the most important of the 3 awards, depending on how you look at it. But I had been editor of Motor Trend and ran the Motor Trend Car of the Year awards back in the day. So, it was a process that was fairly clear to me. But I think the idea of having a bunch of independent journalists from different outlets is the big separator between North American Car of the Year and some of the others, including Motor Trend Car of the Year, which, of course, is one publication. So we have 50 jurors with probably 50 different ways of testing cars and evaluating vehicles. But I think that results in some really good results, basically, in what we get in terms of naming the proper car, the proper utility, and the proper Truck of the Year as an important vehicle.
So do you guys all sit down together, or you do it over the internet, or do you share information? How does that work?
It's a lengthy procedure. You could say it's a year-long procedure. We're testing independently all the time. Of course, I test a car every week on my radio show, America on the Road, and I think most of the jurors are testing cars on that kind of frequent basis. We're going on automotive events. Then we first identify all the cars that are brand new, all the cars, trucks, and utilities that are essentially new for a particular model year. That's kind of our basic field from which we can choose the Car of the Year and the others. And then we winnow that down with a vote. We take a vote fairly early on. I think it takes place in either late August or September, where we bring it down to a more manageable number. Then we get together in October to drive these vehicles. Most of us get together for that outside Detroit and Ann Arbor. I'm typically there for 4 or 5 days. Most of our jurors are there for that period of time. Then there's another couple series of votes, one semifinalist, 2 semifinalists, 3 in each category. Those are announced typically at the Los Angeles Auto Show in late November. And then we have a final round of voting, and we name the car, truck, and utility of the year in mid-January at the Detroit Auto Show.
Now, Jack, you mentioned that these are through the manufacturers. There's a lot of people, companies that are building cars that are not well known as the Detroit 3. Are they included in this award?
Any vehicle that's available in the United States in any kind of reasonable number. I think if it were such an exotic car that was super expensive, it's not likely to qualify. And again, we cut down some of the vehicles. But for example, we had the Lucid Gravity as one of our utility vehicle finalists this year. That's a pretty exotic vehicle, actually, probably $100,000 or so. So, and from a very small manufacturer comparatively. So we're looking at everything out there that's available to the consumer.
Cool.
So do we start now and drill down into this? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm
Jack-
sure Nick ready. Yeah, absolutely.
Jack he's always ready.
Yeah.
So let's start with the car finalists, shall we? You had 3 of them, and the finalists were the Dodge Charger. Now, are you talking about the new Dodge Charger?
We are. Yeah, these are all new cars. So
Okay.
they're brand new cars.
You
Yeah.
talking about new design?
And the Honda Prelude
Mm-hmm.
and the Nissan Sentra. So
Absolutely
obviously, I assume that there's really no comparison really between the price of the vehicle.
Apples, oranges, and rutabagas, right? I mean, you have,
Yeah.
very, very different kind of things there. And that's one of the challenges of naming the car of the year. But the way I look at it, and I think the way a lot of our jurors look at it, is number one, the vehicle has to be essentially the best in its class to really qualify as a car of the year. And so you look at that. And to me, that's where the Sentra, didn't really measure up to be car of the year, because as good as the new Sentra is, and it's very good, I don't think it's as good as or better than the Honda Civic or the Mazda 3 or the Toyota Corolla. I think those vehicles are the equal of the Sentra. Whereas I think for larger sedans, you're hard pressed to find something better than the Dodge Charger available as a 2-door, a 4-door, in all electric, or with a really interesting turbocharged 6-cylinder engine of immense horsepower. So that was my choice, and it was also the choice of the whole jury. That was the car of the year.
Right. So the Dodge Charger, and it was the 6-cylinder gasoline engine.
Well, it was all of the Dodge Chargers. So I think there were the proponents of the fact that you could get the electric or you could get the gasoline engine.
Did that play a part in it?
Yeah, that played a big part. I think it played a big part in it because there is, I think, at least an element of the jury that really likes electric cars. So the fact that you could get that as an electric vehicle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or what their political affiliations are.
There is that.
Hey.
But all I could think of is, here we are in Texas, the maker of gasoline, the importer and driller of oil. I think that we're probably going to edge toward the gasoline vehicles here. Although I will say this, that there are some people here in Texas that are very passionate about their electrics. The problem, as you well know, here in Texas anyway, is charging. And, public charging is, at least here in Texas, or more specifically here in Houston, can be and is, for me personally, a real pain in the rump.
And look what's going on with the weather this week. Those people are going to probably suffer a little bit more than an ICE engine owner.
Yeah. All right. So let's
ones that depend on the commercial chargers.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, even here in California, in the hotbed of electrics, public charging is an issue, and it's going to remain an issue. So,
truck finalists, and I find this very interesting. So you've got the Ford Maverick Lobo, which is, for some reason, they call it a compact pickup truck.
Didn't you have one of those?
I had one.
Yeah.
A Ram 1500 and a Ram 2500. Ooh. So you got 2 Rams on there. Granted, one is the heavy duty and one is the light duty pickup truck. And they're competing against the, I hate to say a car based, because it is and it isn't, Maverick.
Subcompact comes in.
So, yeah, or compact. Yeah. I wouldn't call it a subcompact, but give us your take on all that.
Well, truck is a bit of a challenge in terms of finding all new vehicles, right? Because trucks don't turn over. Number one, there aren't as many trucks as there are cars and sport utilities. And number two, they don't change that much from year to year to year. What the big changes were the addition of the heavy duty Ram this year. Very good vehicle. Again, is it the best heavy duty vehicle? I'm not sure about that. So that was kind of one of my takes on what I named, what I voted for most strongly. The Ram 1500 was essentially the Ram of before that had gotten rid of the V8 engine, and then the V8 engine came back. So that was the rationale for including the Ram 1500. I mean, it's a great vehicle. I think all of us who drive pickup trucks, and certainly I drive a lot of them, think the Ram 1500 as a personal use vehicle is a terrific vehicle, and especially with the Hemi V8 engine. Although that same 6-cylinder engine that I was talking about with the Charger is also available in the Ram, so that's cool too.
How is it
part
in
of the
price
problem
comparison, Jack? Is the price comparison between the V8 Ram 1500 and the 6-cylinder 1500?
How much did that figure into?
Did it play a part?
It would play some part, yeah. I think it would play some part. Certainly, value plays a part in all of this. You know, we're trying to find the best values out there.
Yes. So you keep a balance.
Yeah, exactly. And what I found was with the Maverick Lobo, which is a different version of the Maverick, it doesn't even really have a completely new powertrain. It has some differences in the all-wheel drive system and that kind of thing. But it seemed like a new take on a very popular segment. And it struck me as the newest of those, and probably certainly the best of the compact pickup trucks right now. Arguably the Hyundai Santa Cruz is right there with it in turbo form, but there aren't a lot of choices there. But that was the choice of the jury. It was also my choice.
And the utility finalists and winner. Oh my God. What did you have? About 1,000 of them that you had to judge?
Yeah, I mean, because, essentially the de facto car, quote unquote car or vehicle that people have is a sport utility. There are more sport utilities, new sport utilities than anything. And I think even after we'd winnowed down the field a little bit, I think we went down to something like 13 was the number that we had on hand in Ann Arbor to drive. So that was a lot of vehicles, obviously. I mentioned the Lucid Gravity. The Hyundai Palisade was the winner. And again, I think the Hyundai Palisade is available now with a hybrid. It's a mid-size. It is in the middle of being a useful family vehicle. The Nissan Leaf was the other vehicle. It's arguably not even an SUV. I think it's kind of, Nissan portrays it as an SUV, but it's an all-electric, very small vehicle, kind of SUV shaped. So to me, that was a non-starter in the segment. For others, it was a big deal. There are 50 of us, 50 opinions. I think the Palisade is, the best value out there. It's certainly arguably one of the best values, if not the best value in the midsize SUV segment, which is a big, important segment. And it added important things like a hybrid powertrain.
Well, and also the largest seller of those.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and to me, that would say something about it. It obviously resonates with buyers of SUVs of that size, and that means something to me. Whether it's the look of the thing or the actual utility of it, the interior, the engine, all of that, I assume all of those factors and more would go into your judgments.
Well, and sales kind of indicates significance, right? Significance in the marketplace is a really important thing to me. What I'm wary about is just picking the most fun to drive vehicle in each of these three segments and letting it go at that. I mean, that's not the way I look at it. I think it's not the way most of the jurors look at it, but I think maybe there are some jurors who
that would be easy to do.
Yeah, right.
So, Jack, how do you become a judge in NACTOY?
You have to be nominated by other judges. We keep the jury pool to 50, which is a manageable number. It helps the manufacturers, frankly, allow us to drive vehicles, get vehicles to us, that kind of thing. We don't want to go larger than 50. When somebody resigns, retires, changes jobs that precludes them from being a part of it, and nobody can take money from a car company or be working for a car company or be working for an agency of a car company to be on the jury. Again,
it sounds to me like it's the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're kind of appointed for life. There's more than 9 of us, and we don't have to wear robes, but otherwise it's similar. Right?
Whose palm do I have to grace with? You know what?
Well, I find it interesting, and I did not know about once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that you probably don't have too many influencers on your jury.
Right. I mean, once you're in, as long as you maintain, as long as you're still in the business of testing vehicles regularly for, major outlets.
Yeah.
As long as you have some influence from that point of view.
Because that's a big part of it, because you don't get a chance to, like you say, you meet for 5 days to do the finals. And if you're not participating all year long, then it makes it a little more difficult for you to contribute.
Absolutely right. I mean, this is a year-long process, and you have to be plugged into the industry and plugged into testing cars on a regular basis to qualify to be a juror.
So are there any other organizations out there like NACTOY? I mean, is JD Powers considered one of those, or are there any other? Can we start one?
I would say there is the World Car of the Year. There is the European Car of the Year organization. I think there's a Japan Car of the Year. North American Car of the Year was really patterned after European Car of the Year, which again identified X number of journalists from the various countries typically in Western Europe, and they have a jury that decides on the European Car of the Year.
And do they kind of adhere to your kind of rules where there's a limited number of journalists, but it's not too small that it skews the vote in one way or the other?
I think there's a limited number. I'm not certain exactly how they determine who's in the jury and how they maintain the numbers and what those numbers are. So it's hard to say exactly. I mean, certainly, I think if you looked at the way the voting goes, I mean, because there's 50 of us, it would be hard for one juror to,
sway the vote.
Sway the vote very much.
Well,
I think it's not a consensus, but it is, I think, at least a strong plurality, if not majority, of the votes go to the winners.
Oranges, apples, and rutabagas. He mentioned
the rutabagas, yes.
Right.
Throw that in for sure.
Well, I'm sure they're all sold out at the local grocery store here this week because of our frosted
There was
storm
a run
that we've
on
got
toilet paper and rutabagas.
Toilet paper and rutabagas.
That's probably all it. Yeah.
That's all it really needs, right?
Right.
Jack, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. We thank you so much for getting up this morning and joining us. You look great, and I hope
A little sleepy.
A little sleepy.
Yeah, a little sleepy. Yep, I'm a little sleepy, but I'm going to be driving out to the desert, so wish me luck.
Ooh.
All right. Well, best of luck. Take some lotion with you.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Sunscreen.
Always great to talk to you guys. I look forward to doing it again real soon.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much, Jack Nerad.
Nice.
Yes, and he is the man about town. We talk to him usually about once a month or so to get his take on things. And so, Car and Truck of the Year award. All
Going
right.
out to the desert.
Yep.
Take a rope and
Just
shovel.
ahead, Jeff's car culture. Are you claustrophobic? How about 5 of the longest drivable tunnels? Ooh. Plus, Mars has driving destinations. Big 5 car museums in the U.S. After this break on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla is pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
We're doing
Yes.
a broadcast next week if we can get all the buttons pushed and have Don Armstrong have all of his brain cells firing off at the correct time.
No, we might be late then.
Well, we definitely will be late. Thank God David's going to be there to get these old people with their teens at the in-wheel time booth.
He'll be all showered up by then.
I'm sure he will be nice and clean. Yes, with his lotion.
Oh boy.
All right. Hey, we want to get to Jeff's car culture.
Okay.
The 5 longest tunnels in the United States of America.
Yep.
Do I really want to know
Well,
this?
when you're outside the longest tunnel in the U.S., you can't help but wonder, how did they build it? Or, what did it cost? How many people? Is it really an engineering marvel? Well, yes to all of that. Some of the stuff, you got to be a real good engineer to figure all that stuff out. So here we go, Michael. The Lincoln Tunnel is another tunnel under the famed Hudson River. It connects New Jersey, forget about it, to New York. It's a massive 1.5 miles in length. It's the 3rd largest traffic tunnel in that area. It's created off of the Route 495, and this is one of New York's most iconic traffic destinations. So what really makes the Lincoln Tunnel unique is the 3 separate tunnels that are involved. One was built in 1937, one was built in 1945, and the last one was built in 1957.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Lincoln Tunnel averages over 100,000 vehicles daily, and it's one of the most driven tunnels in the U.S. So the next one we have is the Ted Williams Tunnel, and it's a renowned tunnel located in the famed city of Boston, with a length of 1.6 miles. It's one of the longest tunnels in the United States, established in 1995. So when you're there and you're in the car park or all that stuff, you got to take the tunnel. Established in 1995, Ted Williams extension of I-90, which is the longest interstate highway in the country. The tunnel is owned by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and consists of 6 lanes. The tunnel has speed limit of 40 miles an hour, and it's a toll tunnel, and you can pay anywhere from 20 cents to $2 depending on where you live. So,
What?
Yeah, I guess the different accesses to different neighborhoods, they have to pay certain things to get on the road or get in the tunnel. So that's what they're all about. The next one, Mike, is situated under the Hudson River and is called the Holland Tunnel. This is the 2nd longest tunnel in New York City, and it connects New York to New Jersey. Again, if you miss it, forget about it. The tunnel is a 4-lane tunnel. It carries traffic from both I-78 to I-39, and it's about 1.62 miles in length. Clearly, it's the longest tunnel in the U.S., and the Holland Tunnel was first opened in 1927, making it the oldest road tunnel in the history of the country. And this one's pretty unique. Don, you may know this one, or you've probably been on it. It's in the Colorado Rockies. It's the Eisenhower Tunnel. It's 60 miles east of Denver on Interstate 70, and that's where the tunnel's at, in the highest tunnel in the world with an average of 11,112 feet. So it's up there. It's up high in the mountains. It runs through terrain, and the average annual snowfall from that terrain from November to April is 26 feet. So you've got a lot of snow around you, a lot of mountains. 2 tunnels measuring just a hair under 10,500 feet each direction, and it was finished in 1973. It spans 2 watersheds and the Continental Divide. The federal government purchased it a long time ago, and they paid 90% of the cost, and the city or the state picked up the 10%. Averages about 30,000 to 50,000 vehicles, so it's a lot, and it's pretty high up there. So if you got anything to do with altitude or tunnels, I wouldn't do it. Baltimore Harbor, Michael. This one is prior to the Baltimore Harbor. It's being built and placed on the list of the longest tunnels in the U.S. Baltimore's narrow streets were the only direct roads between the city, the south side of Baltimore, and Philadelphia. So this was built in 1940, and it was because of the terrible roads and everything. That's just pretty crazy right there. Construction, the tunnel began in 1955, and by that time it was pretty well built and over budget. It has 21 twin tube sections, about as long as a football field. So if you're into taking those tunnels, good luck. That's all I got to say.
You don't have to worry about me taking those tunnels.
Now, there's a tunnel from Detroit to Windsor, and that's a little under a mile.
Well, we've got one here called the Washburn Tunnel that goes underneath the Houston Ship Channel, and I just assume I go on that either.
Oh, yeah. They leak.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know about that, but I'm real comfortable with that.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mars has our biggest car museums. Mr. Mars, I guess he
I
doesn't.
can't hear you, Mike.
No, we can't hear him. Is he even on with us?
Hello.
We can't hear you, Mike.
Yeah, okay. My bad.
Okay.
I was communicating with David. Sorry.
All right, so it's time now for, as I mentioned, your biggest car museums.
Yeah, I just thought that with all this weather impacting the whole country, some people
Let's
might be
go
looking for some-
somewhere.
You have to do it.
Yeah, get out, get about. So the Gilmore Car Museum in Hickory Corners, Michigan. Now, this is one of the largest museums in North America. It's set on a 90-acre campus. It's got over 400 vehicles that run from the brass era cars up through the classic American iron and even into post-war icons. There's a lot of different buildings, and they're all got some of them dedicated to the Cadillacs, Pierce Arrow, the Model A Ford, and even some others that you can kind of walk around between them and see how the different history blends in. There's another one up in Tacoma, Washington, and I've actually been to this one. It's the LeMay, America's Car Museum. It's, again, these are one of the largest automotive museums. They've got 350 vehicles, and it's really a very modern-looking architecture, and it's all designed and drawn from the Harold LeMay's collection. Now, this is his personal collection over the years, and that's how he built this museum. They have different displays that rotate in and out, and they do a lot of educational things for people, including industry and personal freedom that shows how the American have dealt with the automotive through the years. Then you get into what probably is the most famous one, the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, California. Now, I went to this one once, and it was under construction. So I got to go into the basement, and I got to see about what's on the screen, and that's about it. But it's a big place. They have over 100 vehicles on display all the time. They specify, or they look a lot at the automotive design, engineering, and motorsports. So they kind of bring a lot of stuff in and out. Hollywood cars are very easy to get to. A lot of concept vehicles here. It's really one of the more famous museums in the country. But one of the ones that I'm most impressed with was the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation. And it really goes into a lot of things. It's really America. But the automobile sections of it, it just goes from beginning to end. I mean, and it just got everything from the Model Ts, historic race cars, presidential vehicles. I mean, there is just so much there that you just can't see it all in a day. I think Don and I were there for less than a day, and it was just amazing the amount of stuff that's in there regarding transportation and manufacturing. Then the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum. Now, this is, of course, in Speedway, Indiana. It's inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's all about motorsports. And it's got a collection of the Indy 500 winners. Got some legendary race cars, some pace cars, a lot of the trophies, a lot of things about the race itself. But it's also got more than that, as it considers the automotive motorsports across the country. So if you're a race car fan, this is the museum that you really want to go see. So that'd be like 5 museums across the country that you might be able to get out to if you get tired of all this rotten weather we're having.
Yep.
There's that. Okay, time now for a break. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this.
You own a car you love. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists.
Let's see. I guess we need to play this.
Here we go.
You know, it's almost as if we don't have any clue what we're doing, because every week is a different kind of thing.
Well, they just throw all these things at us, and they just want to make sure we can
Is that
figure
what it
them
is?
out. Yeah.
Learning curve.
There you
Learning
go.
Curve, yeah. All right. Hey, it's the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Awards for ineptness is our key. Ahead, story of the week, recalls, guess the sold car price, and much, much more that you won't want to miss.
Nope.
Later, Jeff will have the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll bring you the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Dziekan, and the ones and zeros master engineer David Ainsley, who's monitoring this show like bug spray.
Oh, yeah. Like a heart machine.
Yeah, something like that. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. I don't believe that I actually have a story of the week this week.
I don't know. I've got a couple of things
I want to get to recalls because this is the one that really continues to bother me. Ford is recalling over 119,000 vehicles. Again, 2013 to 2019 Ford Focus, the Escape, and the Lincoln MKC, due to a fire risk from faulty engine block heaters that can crack, leak coolant, and short circuit. Owners are advised not to plug in the heaters until repaired at a dealership. Affected vehicles, as I mentioned, the 13 to 18 Focus, the 13 to 19 Escape, the 15 to 16 Lincoln MKC. The block heater may crack and leak, causing a short circuit, smoking, or fire when plugged in. Symptoms: coolant spots on the ground, loss of cabin heat, engine overheating, or low coolant warnings. Action: do not use the block heater.
Well, the other sign is that the blaze, the
blaze
fire,
underneath, yes. Now, here in Texas, typically, we don't have too many engine block heaters. But you live north of the Mason-Dixon line where it freezes much more than it does here.
Today.
Then people use engine block heaters to keep the motor warm. It's easier to start, easier to have heat when you get in the car, that sort of thing. Well, this one is poo-poo. Also, here's one that I know that you're rushing right now to your car dealership if you own a Land Rover. A Land Rover Range Rover Sport, as a matter of fact, for 2026. Because it has on it the incorrect weight information on the label.
Oh my God!
They shouldn't have been able to sell that vehicle.
Yeah,
I couldn't buy mine without.
As a matter of fact, they can't until they get it fixed.
That's right.
So you put a sticker over the top of another sticker, and now you're.
Or if the sticker's even there, they're going to peel it off to put the new one on.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's crazy. Couldn't buy it.
Yeah. So there's only 2 this week, and I thought that both of them were kind of bizarro.
Yeah. Well, with the
block not heater, the Ford because.
I never used one. We never had.
We never did either. That's a relatively new thing, meaning probably the 60s when those things came about.
Well, what you do, you take out the freeze plug, you put it in a freeze plug.
Yeah,
inside the block. I've replaced freeze plugs many times.
That's a total pain.
That's a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
especially in the winter when they go out. Yeah,
it's funny about engine block heaters, and that they have a plug, and you plug it into the wall, and it heats the block. You could get one. Here in Texas, I would imagine if you bought a used car that had one installed, from up north that wound up here.
We talked about this last year. They have dipstick heaters. They have engine blankets that you cover your engine with and plug it into the wall socket.
How about pulling it in the garage?
How about doing that? Yeah.
That'd be
Well, I
something.
told you this morning, it was 70 degrees when I pulled out of the garage. And by the time I got down to the end of the block, the temperature was 54. My steering wheel, automatic heated steering wheel, came on, and so did the seats. So if it drops down below 55, that car's smart. It says, hey, I'll take care of you. Because it's a Buick.
Yeah.
I got a
it's
story
Buick.
about that, too.
I'm sure that you do.
I do. I made up one. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeff has lots of stories. That was a great story you told last night at the dinner table.
Oh, yeah. The poor hospital patient.
Yeah. Is that? Yeah, I don't guess you could say that on the air, could you?
No, that wouldn't, no.
It's not appropriate
You could
for all
whisper it.
ages. You can whisper it, or just stay with the show, and
It might leak out.
it might leak out.
Like, we do a lot of leaking.
We do. So we have the Sold Cars Roundup.
Right. You got it, Mike?
I'm hoping that George and Jeff, or those two at least, are with us. this
Speaking of which, happy birthday, George. George's birthday was last week.
Yeah, and George, we hope that you're feeling better.
Yep.
He's having some health issues, and we think about him all the time.
Yep.
I actually told Leslie, I said, I got to go see George,
You do.
but I can't go up there unannounced.
We should do a remote from his house.
Wouldn't that be
That'd
something?
be cool.
We can't get it right here. Well, I can't imagine going up there. But whatever. All right. So let's do the Sold Cars Roundup, Mr. Mars. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let me click a button.
Our first up Sold Car Roundup is going to be a 1999
Oh, man.
Chevrolet Suburban. I actually had one. It wasn't that color, but I had one, and I never really had any problems with it. It's based on, as you know, the Suburban with the half-ton Chevy Silverado pickup truck. So
Yeah, those things ran forever.
they did.
Yeah.
It had 3 rows of seats, but I will tell you that third row, it weighed about 7,000 pounds.
And didn't you have to take that one out of
and
that
it
vehicle?
was one of those that you had to unclick from the back floor, and it was a total pain. You could fold it down, but
But it
if
didn't
you
fold
want-
flat.
no, it did not fold flat.
I'm going to go $9,000.
$9,000.
Mm-hmm. 1999.
And do we have anybody on the line with us this morning? Or are they all out getting
Jeff Heisman says 24.
Jeff says 24. Guess what? Jeff wins.
Oh, wow.
Because this one sold for $25,725.
Really?
I would
Yeah.
give him that.
And that's why I selected this for our car of the week, so to speak. All right, up next, I actually owned a 1977 Chevrolet Corvette that I ordered from the factory. Now, this particular orange was on the sales brochure for 1977.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it had no horsepower, none. It did have a 4-speed, close ratio 4-speed manual transmission in it. And I loved the car. And
Yours was white, though, right?
no, mine was navy blue. And then I went and spent a buttload of money on getting a custom paint job. And that was pretty much the end of the car because I couldn't drive it anymore.
I thought you had a white one.
I thought it was silver.
No, never owned a silver or white Corvette. No, it was navy blue originally. But anyway, so how much do you think a 1977 Chevrolet Corvette with no horsepower sold for on Henning's Sold Car Weekly Roundup?
I'm going to say 19.
19. All right. Does Mr. Heitzman have a guess?
Yeah, he was at 31.
David said something. Heitzman 31.
Heitzman's at 31.
What did David say?
Angelle says 25,000.
25,000. Well, no. $11,000.
Since we're doing this,
It's comparable to the horsepower it had.
You're correct.
Barrett Jackson's been on TV, on the History Channel and on FYI TV, and they're overpriced. They're paying a whole lot of over money on some of those
Yeah,
cars.
no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Up next, item number 3 would be one that, I think that I would be interested in. This happens to be a 1972 Chevrolet C10. It's a pretty good looking car.
Yeah,
Now,
it is.
this is a resto mod.
20s on it, maybe.
Yeah,
22s?
I bet I know.
That's a hot body style right now.
Yeah,
That's a square body,
Mhm.
single cab. Originally had a bench seat in it. I don't think you could get buckets back then.
No.
72 Chevy C10. This is, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not your everyday beater that you would take to work back and forth to work. This would be something that you take on the hot rod tour of Texas.
I'm going to give you beater
Yeah.
money, and it's going to be 41.
41.
Looks like the suspension's been modified.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, looks like it's sitting low.
Custom paint.
Okay. Anybody else want to?
Heisman says 26.
Heitzman says 26.
Jeff
Did
says
David say
27.
something?
No, he had to come back in. I think
All
he's
right.
still in shock from the last one.
He's trying to dry off from the shower he
Maybe
just got
slip and
out
fell,
of.
you don't know.
This one sold for $36,750.
Closer. Over, but
That's a
closer.
lot of dough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dough.
Yeah, Ainsley came in at 30,000.
Well, he was the closest.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one up is a 1963 Volvo 1800S.
They had one of these out at Ferret, and I didn't see how it sold. But it was
So my
coming up.
fifth grade teacher
That's a nice
named
car.
Greta Rogers. Greta Rogers, fifth grade. She had one of these.
Nice little car.
And all of us guys thought, oh, that's a cool car.
Mhm.
And we knew nothing about Volvos. We didn't know where they were from or anything, but we just thought that the body style was really cool.
Yeah,
Is it, what is it, a two-seater?
I think so.
I think it was a two-seater.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
didn't
It's
James
certainly-
Bond have one of those?
no,
not
he
a
had
Volvo.
No, he had an Aston Martin.
Aston Martin.
Just go to the wraparound windshield a little
Volvo, Aston Martin. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
bit. Maybe in your neck of the woods.
and probably over there, yeah. So what do you think that this thing sold for online?
David says looks pretty clean. I'm going to go 18, 19,
Okay.
maybe 20.
Anybody else?
Heisman says 14.
14. 26,250.
Oh,
Because they did have a lot of those here in the United States. Of course, they were imported.
I'd drive it.
Oh, I would too. Very cool car. 63 Volvo 1800S. 26.
Jeff would tub it out and put an LS in it.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, deal with that. All right. So next up, I kind of ran short of these, but this is a 1950 fine year Ford F1. Okay. This looks like it has been restored somewhat. I don't know as if they offered that color blue on a 50 Ford
No.
F1. I don't know. But remember, back in that day, they were used as trucks.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that and keep that in
And
mind.
mainly
But
farms.
I will tell you this 1950 probably had a straight six in it, would be my guess.
Yeah. I'm going to go 25.
25. Okay. Mr. Heitzman, want to
Jeff says 10.
10. All right. Anybody else? David?
David, yeah, David's he's here.
David's
18.
okay. So the sold car price was $21,000, which to me is an awful lot.
It
for
is
that,
awful.
but
Yeah, it looks pretty original though. The mirrors and the
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you want,
Everything.
Well, did they have mirrors on the passenger side back then? Not
you
necessarily.
know, I think that those were either aftermarket or they were dealer installed. Because the mirrors back then were iffy at best. All right. So our final car of the morning
Dun, dun, dun.
is going to be a 2006. This is a 20-year-old car. 2006 Subaru Impreza.
Wow.
What do you think that a 2006 Subaru Impreza sold for?
How much is a latte?
With a roof rack.
got a roof rack and got black wheels on it from a
Don't
spray
be-
can, I'm sure.
Don't be dissing roof racks, buddy.
I know. I got a major roof rack on the car I'm driving
You
right
can
now.
put a house on
It looks almost kind of like a wing, a great big huge flatbed wing on the top.
I
of
thought it was, like a part of a 2-story house being
pretty
built.
much
I'd say $9,000 on this.
$9,000. Anybody else?
Uh,
06 Subaru Impreza. I had to put it in.
Jeff
here.
says 13.
13. Well, Jeff is almost correct,
Good.
but it's not 13,000. It's 1,300.
David says 7. We're all.
1,300.
I'd drive it. That's front wheel drive, isn't it?
I think the Subarus are all wheel drive, aren't they? Even back then.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think you're right.
You're right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. So you got to tub out all four.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good stuff.
I had a lot of thoughts going through my mind, but I'm going to keep them to myself because
Right.
they probably are inappropriate.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go there, but there are a lot of jokes on
Yeah, that'd be
Or,
funny
rubber
though.
rack.
on social media about Subarus
Yeah.
these days. And I just need to keep
We
those
won't go
thoughts to
there.
Yeah,
myself.
we want to go viral, but not for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or be sued by some sort of group
Yeah.
out there because I dissed the group. Didn't diss any groups, but they have this funny.
You're going viral.
Thing.
Get a shot.
That's right.
Keep going. Keep going. You're almost there.
Did you drop something there,
He did.
Morris?
Yeah, it did.
Did you drop your coffee or something?
No, I still got that.
All right. Well, at any rate, all right. That's that.
Headlines.
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
But let's take a break, shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Coming up, Jeff has the cruise in and events calendars.
Yep.
I'll have stories making automotive news headlines this week. We invite you to stay with us here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show because we're going to continue right after this quick break.
Come on back.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
We're going to be, hopefully, we're scheduled to be broadcasting live from NRG Center next Saturday at this time. Live.
From 9 to noon.
From 9 to noon. That's correct.
The show opens at 10.
Yeah.
We'll be broadcasting there with no audience, just the cars and the folks getting everything together.
And some guests. We have
guests. Manufacturing guests.
Right.
But so far as the roar of the crowd and
The roar of the crowd.
all that stuff where they,
That's when all the kids come running down the aisle
Yeah.
to be first in line for the Jeep and Ram experience, which are back this year.
very cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've
Well-
never been on it. Kathy and Kylie and everybody else has been on it with me.
The good news is that when the kids come running down the aisle this year, since we're starting early, we won't be running down the aisle in front of them. We'll be out ahead of them, and we'll be out of the way.
Good point.
Well, there are some things that we're very thankful for, and that's one of them.
Yeah, not getting
Yes.
run over by kids.
Be sure and join us live again. Next week will be an hour early, 9 to noon, on Facebook, YouTube, and inrealtime.com. Oh, and by the way, as a kind of a heads up, we now have dates for tailpipes and tacos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did I mention that to
You
you?
did not, but I didn't know if it's too early or
Well, it's not too early for us to tell dates.
right.
Because not only did Chase tell us dates, but a couple of days later, May gave us dates, and they happened to match. So, yes, so there is that. You want to know when
It's
they
always
are?
good when they match.
Yes, I know, because we've been known to mess that up too.
It'd be a mismatch.
It would be a mismatch. So we are going to be at just a moment. I don't want to mess
Around
this
Easter,
up.
isn't it?
Well, no, that's the second one.
Oh,
The first one is going to be on March the 21st at the Tailpipes and Tacos first event at the Beaumont Loopy Tortilla. Mr. Mars, I assume that you've got everybody all lined up already.
Well, working on it. I met with Chase yesterday, and we looked at the facility and decided how we're going to do that. And we talked about promotions and getting the word out that we're going to start this over here.
all right.
We're going to start this over here. What does that
Start
mean?
over here.
That means this is the first Tailpipes and Tacos over
Yeah.
here in Beaumont.
Over here in Beaumont, yes.
Yeah.
We wanted to clarify that.
Over yonder.
Over yonder.
Yonder.
He says here.
So we're going to have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think I'll spend the night.
Are you?
Yeah, think about it.
Okay, well, you just go right ahead. And
No tell motel.
yeah, they've got those over there, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple of them real close.
I'm sure.
I'm
All right.
told.
So then, 2 weeks later, on April 4th, which happens to be Easter weekend, it's Easter Saturday,
Mhm.
we're going to do Tailpipes and Tacos, Katie.
And I'm sure there's going to be a bunny there. There was last year.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to have Bunny Rabbit there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate eggs, all that stuff.
Yes. So mark your calendars. So March 21st, Beaumont, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
Loopy Tortilla, Tailpipes and Tacos. Mars is going to have more on that locally over there in the Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, Neaterville areas.
Well, we could stay at the Mars Bed and Breakfast.
No, we can't. You can't. you go ahead. Call Becky now. Mars, you don't mind
got a
us
guest.
giving Becky a call, do you?
I don't mind.
Would she mind?
And I don't know that she would mind so
Yeah.
much as the other people at the house that might.
Oh, I see. Okay. So 21st is Beaumont. That's March 21st. And then Tailpipes and Tacos, Katy, Texas, is going to be Easter weekend, April 4th, Saturday. And that is is that 9 to 11, 8 to 11? 8 to 11. 8 to 11.
8 to 11.
All right. Well, anyway, next weekend is going to be
Fun.
the Houston Auto Show.
Yep.
Auto Boated Show is what it's called, because there's boats in there too. So be there and be square. All right. Time now for the cruise in and events calendars, Jeffrey.
You betcha. We've got these are for next weekend while we're at the Automotive Show. Cars and Coffee at Current Christian Church. This is at 26600 Westheimer Parkway in Katy, Texas. Everyone's welcome. There's going to have a lot of different models and makes of cars, and it goes from 8 to 11 a.m. on next Saturday. Then you got Hot Rods and Muscle Car Cruise in at Whataburger. Everybody loves a Whataburger. This is at 4050 North Loop 1604 West in Shavano Park, which is just northwest of San Antonio, over by all the rides and the marina. SeaWorld, yeah, that stuff. It's over there by that. Classic Car Show, February 1st, Sunday at Rudy's, 24503 Tomball Parkway.
Rudy's Bar
Tomball. There you go. It's just off of 249. Same day registration, 9 to 11. And then we've been talking about it, the Automotive Show. Be there, we'll be there. So it's going to be pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff going on in March and April so far as cruise-ins. You've got some in Sugar Land. You got Brazoria County coming up. You've got classic car shows, all that stuff.
Okay, good. We'll keep you posted
Yep.
on all that. A couple of stories making automotive news headlines this week. The Dodge Hornet, imported from Italy and subject to new U.S. tariffs since April, has been discontinued after a few years on the market, as Stellantis spokesperson cited shifts in the policy environment for the decision to drop the small crossover. And yeah, you know what that car is, really. It's the Alfa Romeo, as I like to call it, the Tonale.
Yeah.
But it's the Tonale. And so they just put a Hornet muffler on it and a Hornet hood and grill and called it a Hornet. And the horn goes something like that. So it's out. Goodbye forever and ever and ever. U.S. light vehicle market edged up in sales 2.2% to 16.35 million vehicles, but remains well below the peak years of 2015 to 2019 when volume topped 17 million. Still, some brands racked up impressive sales last year in a market buffeted by U.S. tariffs, the end of electric vehicle tax credits, high borrowing costs, and elevated prices. With the brands that set U.S. sales record, 2025 is dominated by luxury marquees. BMW outpaced the overall market last year with a 4.7% increase, 388,000. Top-selling luxury brand ahead of number 2 Lexus and number 3 Mercedes-Benz. So congratulations to them. Yes, that. Lexus outpaced the broader market last year with sales up 7.1%, 370,000, even in the face of the U.S. tariffs. Genesis, motor company luxury arm, continues to make solid gains since becoming an independent brand. It also outpaced the overall market last year with sales up 9.8%, 82,000 vehicles. GMC, yes, I said GMC, despite the engine volumes. For the second year in a row, GM premium truck brand set a U.S. sales record with volume up 6.2% to 652,000. And Hyundai, one of 3 non-luxury brands with record volume last year, sales increased 7.8% to 901,000 vehicles. Let's not forget Kia, behind major gains in sales of 4 models, the K5, the Carnival, the Telluride, and the Sportage. Kia set a U.S. sales record for the 3rd consecutive year, 852,000 vehicles.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Down at the GMC, General Motors Corporation, is actually active in Chevrolet.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. Well, you being a Detroiter,
And Buick is part of the GMC.
no. They sell them together.
Well, it's part of, yeah. And I've got a story about that in case we need to know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, why don't we just go ahead and tease that and say we're going to have that story in the next hour?
There you go. You just did.
Because I want to know too.
How do you, yeah, everybody knows. Mike, talking to
Yeah. Playing Tiddlywinks.
Mhm.
Mars, did you ever play Tiddlywinks?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Did
Is
you
it
ever
like
win?
Pickup sticks?
No, never won. Didn't win at pickup sticks or 52 card pickup. Those kind of games, I just couldn't quite get the hang of it.
How about Go Fish? Were you good at that?
No.
You're not a card player, are you?
Not very good.
Oh.
One time, I used to go play poker a little bit. A little 25-cent, penny, nickel, dime,
Yeah.
quarter.
Sure.
Yeah, I lost $53 in an hour, my whole paycheck for the week, so I don't do that anymore.
Did your mom give your money back, or?
No.
Your mom.
Yeah, it's a hard lesson. Sometimes you just got to teach somebody.
Yeah. Well, ask me about my gambling lesson at school.
Oh yeah, I remember
school?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
wax.
school.
Oh yeah.
I got busted flipping nickels on the back porch with my buddy Ross Putnam. And who got in trouble? Me. How did I get out of it? Well, let's see, Don. You've got a choice here. You can either get expelled for gambling on school property, or you can take 5 pops a day for 1 week.
Ouch.
Yes. The bruise went from basically behind my knees all the way up my back. That's how brutal that was. But I didn't gamble anymore on school property. Not that I
I'm
was a
thinking
gambler
not.
anyway. Flipping nickels. There you go. That's
Spin nickels.
all about me. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We'll be right back after this.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists.
Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talk to Alex Quanton with U.S. News and World Report about the best cars for the money. Plus, Jeff has his Motor Minute, and I'll review the all-new Polestar 4. What? Yes, all-new vehicle, all-new brand. It's all just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. And howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, coming to us today from Neederville, Texas, where it's 90 degrees. It's always hot over there. We always need more Jeff Dziekan, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. So glad that you could join us on this turning in to be a chilly Saturday.
Yeah.
And just if you're listening, wherever you're listening around the world, we have a hard freeze warning.
Yeah.
In effect. And it's supposed to begin like at midnight tonight and go through Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hamburger today, Tuesday.
Tuesday. You know, the little fun fact on that, Oklahoma's getting hit pretty hard. Dallas is getting hit pretty hard. We heard that from Jack. Oklahoma has 35 snow removal trucks.
For the whole state?
For the whole state. Detroit, Michigan, New York, they have in the thousands.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit underhanded. Yeah, I've found something else out that if this storm goes through the panhandle of Florida, they're going to use margarita salt for the roads.
No.
Yeah.
They can't use that. All hell.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't
Well,
so.
and you know, if you've ever said when hell freezes over, here's your chance.
Yeah, go for it
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
While the getting's good.
Yeah, we were getting.
Do we have Alex?
Yes, sir.
We do. Alex Quanton, U.S. News and World Report. Best cars for the money. We love talking to you about this sort of stuff. So who is it that gets to decide, Alex, the best cars for the money? Who decides that?
Well, it's a combination of our individual car reviews and how we rank them, and also total cost of ownership over time. So 5-year total cost of ownership and the cost of the average transaction price. So it's a data-determined award. I mean, our preferences, we test a lot of cars. We test hundreds of cars a year. So our basic observations go into the baseline ranking, and then we cross-reference that with those two data points. So we want to, the goal of these awards is to provide a car that's affordable now, affordable over time, and which is also a good experience, because I think we all know, buy a cheap car and you hate it, that's not a good value.
And then you're stuck with it for either the remainder of the lease or 12-year loan or whatever it is.
And it just gets worse and worse the longer you keep it because you hate it so much.
That's right. And I dealt with that not too long ago, about 3 years ago, with a friend of mine that had a Jaguar that could not get the thing fixed, costing thousands of dollars, even including with the stupid warranty that she bought. It was just awful. Finally got rid of that thing and then got into another one that's not really on the popular list either, but at least it's not costing us as much money anymore.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention having to stick with things for a 12-year loan. So, this year, MSRPs were up this year. Obviously, sales increased a little bit, as you were just saying in the previous segment. That was because a lot of people sort of pushed forward their buying in the first half of the year, thinking, well, things might get more expensive due to shifts in trade policies. So, also we're noticing that people are taking out longer and longer loans to make those payments go down, just keep those monthly payments. Well, you know, like 7-year loans are like a 20% part of the mix now, which is really a little unsettling. So the goal with Best Cars for the Money is to, you know, give people a baseline of vehicles that we understand are good vehicles, that they're affordable now. So if you guys want to talk about the winners, the big winner here is Kia. They won 7 of these awards this year, which is like a really big achievement. I think we all know that if you look at a Kia now and you think back to like Kias in like 2007, 2008, you're like, wow, is that really the same brand at all? You know, they've made a huge investment in technology and style and in electrification. There's gas Kias, there's hybrid Kias on this list, there's plug-in hybrid Kias on this list, and there's an electric Kia on this list. So
do you remember when the Kias came out and how ugly they were? We all thought that they were really ugly and funky looking.
I remember the first Kias when they were selling only on the West Coast, like in the mid-90s, and they were really, really basic. And I think if you look back in that now and you think, how on earth? But, you know, they have really put a huge effort into improving the product, and it really shows. And I'll say, like, I've driven most of these cars, and the last one that I drove was the Kia Niro, which is our best subcompact SUV for the money this year. I drove that about a month ago. And, you know, oftentimes, as you guys know, you get loans from manufacturers and they give you the top trim with all the stuff.
Right.
We actually decided we would try to sample a base model, which was what we did. And, you know, the base model Kia Niro, it's a subcompact hybrid SUV, so it's pretty small. But I am 6'4". I can fit in the back just fine with the front seat adjusted for me. I got 50 miles per gallon out of it. You know, it looks pretty good. It's not exciting drive, but it's not bad to drive either. And, you know, it has a 10-year powertrain warranty, and like even with the most basic features on it, like the car I had only floor mats and roof rails. Those were the only options. So under 30K, I think maybe even under 29K out the door. And, you know, for that, like, it's just a fantastic little vehicle. And I feel like, you know, I'm not sure that would have been possible for them 30 years ago, but they've really upped their game. I mean, if you haven't tried one, you should.
Well, I have to tell you that, yes, and you're correct. With most of the vehicles that we get, at least are mid-trim level, if not full trim level. And those cars go down the same assembly line as the base model. And it's truly amazing that when I do get something that's close to a base model, it ain't that bad. The problem is finding them on a dealer lot, because those are the ones that seem to go first, and they don't want to stock them because they don't make as much money off of them.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks would rather stock the mid-grade and high trim just because, you know, there's more money in it. But, you know, like even some of these vehicles, even like the Kia K4 is our best compact car for the money for 2026. That starts at like 22.4 or something like that. And even the top sedan with the turbo, I drove that in Austin about a year and a half ago. Even that is out the door under 30K, and they just added the Kia K4 hatchback. The big media push is happening right now for that. And the K4 hatchback only comes in like the top trims, so you can get it with the turbo or the fancier stuff, but even that's really affordable. And you know, we had 3 good contenders with compact car. We had the K4 and the Civic and the Corolla. And, you know, the Civic is a great vehicle, and someone was asking me, I bought my Civic and I love it, and I love the Civic too, but it does cost a little bit more than the K4 out the door, and the warranty isn't as long. So, you know, like, you really can get a good deal if you're willing to just shop for a little while. But you're right, base models are hard to find. And, you know, we would like it if automakers focused a little bit more on affordability. And all the automakers on this list have done exactly that.
Well, and that seems to be a big growing trend bubbling up underneath the surface, that they're realizing that the cost of vehicles has gotten out of touch with reality. Used car sales are going up because they're cheaper to buy, and you get typically, if you're looking for it, much more in a trim level for the same amount of money. Granted, the warranty generally isn't there, but I think that the manufacturers are going, hey, we got this car. Let's back off of some of these trim levels and see if we can't get more of these cars in customers' hands just because of the price alone.
Yeah, I mean, people are really clamoring for affordability, and, you know, part of it is that some manufacturers have just abandoned like small cars. There's no domestic small cars anymore. And, there are a couple of domestic small crossovers, like the Chevy Trax is one of our nominees for best subcompact SUV. I think it's one of the runners up. The Nissan Kicks is the winner there. But, like a lot of manufacturers like, well, I'm not going to continue building these smaller, more affordable models. And now people are like, where are they? And we're sort of stuck in like a used car hangover from the last 5 years.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like most of the time, when someone's like, I really can't afford a new car, what do you recommend? I say, buy a certified pre-owned car. I've bought certified pre-owned cars in the past. In fact, I have a certified pre-owned Buick in my driveway with my other cars.
There you go.
And, but the problem is that CPO cars are in relatively short supply. So the price difference sometimes isn't really that much between that and a new vehicle. And people are like, well, what do I do now? I'm stretched and everything's expensive.
Yeah.
You talked about how these awards are given out and the numbers of the vehicles that are purchased. Are there certain pockets of the country that are buying more of these? Like, is it more of the West Coast? Is it more of the Southeast? I mean, can you actually look at that data and say, okay, the Kias are purchased more in this particular part of the country versus another part?
Most of the mainstream vehicles, most of the gas-powered and hybrid vehicles, the sales numbers are pretty uniform. I would say that, Kia maybe has more penetration in urban areas than deeply rural areas, but, there's also fewer buyers in very rural areas. So it's really mostly the electrics where we see more regional kind of things going on. So we have two electrics on this list. The Chevy Equinox EV is the best compact electric SUV for the money this year, and the Kia EV9 is the best midsize electric SUV for the year. And you might be wondering, why did we break them up into sizes? And that's basically because, in years past, we would have like one best electric SUV or one best hybrid SUV, and there's a lot of electric SUVs and hybrid SUVs now, and not everybody's life is going to fit in a Kia Niro. Right. Back to the EVs, like I live in Seattle. I'm in Washington, D.C. today, and I'm a little envious of your cold snap in Texas because it's 17 degrees here. But in Seattle, like the nearest cities are like Portland, Vancouver, British Columbia, and Spokane. Spokane is like 6.5 hours drive, and beyond that, you're probably going to fly because anything else is more than a day. And so in Seattle, like most people are not driving more than 300 miles at a clip. And an EV works perfectly well. It's temperate most of the year. The electricity is cheap, but it's not like that in other places. So like in New Hampshire or Montana, the case for it is much less. So I think, those are great values and they're great cars for the money. We were particularly surprised at the Chevy Equinox EV. That beat out like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and, little heavy hitters. But the appeal of those vehicles is a little more niche just because not everybody can live with them. And, in some places it's easier to have an electric, in other places it's harder.
Well, one of the things that I think is really indicative of the cost of cars these days is the average price. Now, average meaning across the board average, $50,000 for a new vehicle. If you can find something for 30, you're doing good.
Yeah, the ATPs crested 50 in September of last year. Now they've come down a little. Like I think this in December we saw some softening, so it's just under 50 now. But most of the analysts, J.P. Morgan and Cox Automotive, I think Cox Automotive predicted that MSRPs would rise 4 to 8% in 2026, which is like they're already high. So all of these vehicles are. And you can find the whole list at cars.usnews.com. They're all meant to be like, here's something you can actually really buy now that isn't going to come anywhere near that price. Or if it's a larger vehicle, and we did include some larger vehicles, and I'll get to that in a second, it's at least a very good value for what it is. So I wanted to just add, like, there's two really huge vehicles on this list. So Ford won the best large SUV category for the money with the Expedition, and they also won the best full-size truck for the money. And, some people were asking me at the DC Auto Show, I'm in town for the DC Auto Show where we gave out these awards. They were saying, oh, well, the Expedition costs like $62,000. How can it be like, affordable? But, there are some people who actually need an SUV like that. And relative to the other ones, it has a lower total cost of ownership. Ford has sort of reworked the trims on the Expedition to make the affordable ones more affordable. And we really felt that it was the best vehicle for the money there. The Chevy Suburban is close behind. But, and the Ford F-150, if you need a full-size truck, you need a full-size truck, right? And a lot of people want a full-size truck, and full-size trucks are probably the area where the price can inflate the most over that base price, and F-150s are super configurable, but Ford doesn't skimp on the basic models anymore. Even the base models have pretty good infotainment, and even if you buy an STX, you can get the Lobo package and stuff, so it's a really good value for the money. And I think Toyota Tundra was second there. It's a hybrid, so you're saving money there, and F-150 also offers a hybrid. So the whole point of this is to provide people with a good guide for hey, this is actually going to be a good value for your dollar.
Name some of the other ones, like for instance, the mid-size SUV. Where did you guys come out with that?
Yeah, so the mid-size SUVs, we kind of broke it up into 2-row and 3-row because some people don't want the third. They're like, I'm never going to use that. I don't want it. Please don't give it to me. And other people are like, I need it, but I only need it every now and then. So the Kia Sorento is our best 3-row mid-size SUV, and you might be surprised because the Sorento is fairly small for a 3-row SUV.
Yeah.
But most of the time, people are buying that third row for occasional use, and the Sorento has a really low price point relative to the other entries in that class. I would not fit comfortably in that third row. If I was going to buy a third row that I actually wanted to sit in, I'd probably buy something larger than that. But if you're just picking up kids from soccer practice, or you have occasional a couple kids in the car occasionally, that's actually a pretty good vehicle that'll save you money over time. It gets better fuel mileage than a lot of other 3-row SUVs, and it's just more affordable. The best 2-row SUV was the Nissan Murano. Best 2-row SUV for the money. It beat out the Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport, which is another unsung vehicle that probably deserves more attention. Looks like an Audi Q8, doesn't quite drive like one, but it's a pretty good vehicle. But we thought the Murano was best, because the costs were lower. So the total cost of ownership is lower, the MSRP is lower, it's pretty roomy, and it's also super stylish, which is a kind of other value add. It comes with a lot of safety features, so all the Nissan adaptive cruise control and things like that are in there, and it's just a really good package for the money. The Murano and the Kicks, which are both on this list, were redesigned just last year, so they're new and fresh, and I don't think we could go wrong with one of those purchases.
Yeah, coming out strong.
Yeah. Do we have to have a subscription to U.S. News and World Report to get this information?
You do not. Just come to cars.usnews.com. You can find all the winners there, and you can do all your car shopping research there. You can spec out a car on our site. You can get in touch with a dealer. There's all kinds of things you can do on our site. We, on the editorial side, we just give you the research you need. We've driven most of the cars, and most of the time, I think most automotive outlets are they're about it says 60 in 5.8 seconds, and it's super fast. We're more about hey, can you actually buy this for the money, and is it good for the money? And these are one of our premier awards for that reason.
Yeah.
So
it would last for your need. Yeah.
And one of the other things I'm just going to throw in there is that all the dealers that I know of are stocked full of all sorts of vehicles. Chances are you're going to be able to find a good brand new vehicle on the lot wherever you are.
Yeah, this is a good time too. It's sort of post-Christmas, hangover, and we also do deals things, so you can research what the latest manufacturer offerings or incentives are on the site. So cars.usnews.com.
Alex, you're our guy.
Are you coming to Houston next week for our show?
Unfortunately, I'm not, although I do really like regional auto shows because you can, if you're just a regular consumer, a regional auto show is a great place to go check out a car, sit in it, maybe even get a test loop drive without having to go.
Right.
A lot of people
Houston Auto Show opens Thursday and runs through next Sunday. Alex, great to talk to you. We really appreciate you, and let's talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you.
Alex Kwan, U.S. News and World Report. Just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and a review of the new Polestar 4.
All right.
Yep, I got to drive one. I'll tell you all about it. Cool. When the In Real Time Car Talk Show continues right after this.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your loopy experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous loopy beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
I invite you to join us for the live in-wheel time car talk show every Saturday, usually 10 to noon Central Time on inwheeltime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Next weekend, 9 to noon. Why? Because we are going to be live from the Houston Automotive Show that you just heard, and we'll be doing our broadcast from there. Come and find us. Do we know where we're going to be yet, Mr. Morris, inside the show?
I think we're going to be about the same place we have been, from what I gather from Rochelle.
Okay.
They still start their layout. They just started their layout Friday. So they'll be moving in.
Somebody knows where we're going to be, but we don't.
Yeah. We should be there, right there by the Ram and the Jeep track and the Ram display.
I suspect tomorrow and Monday they're not going to be doing very much, if anything. They're probably going to be thrashing on Tuesday. They're probably going to be really humping it to get that.
Yeah, because if they try and move in on Monday, it's going to be got to get the cars over there, get them cleaned up, get it moved in on the carpet. It's going to be a mess.
Stay off the roads. Nobody's going to be on the road.
Yeah. All right, time now for the Motor Minute, Jeffrey.
We teased this earlier about the Buick, and I was getting some advertisements through Facebook and all that about my Buick, about my Envision, and how you can get the 2026 and it's like 10 grand more than what I paid for it. I'm thinking, why is this? And then boom, this article comes out that GM is moving the Buick Envision, which my vehicle is built in China. They're moving it here to the U.S. Yeah. So GM will build the 3rd generation Buick Envision in America. It will be built alongside the Chevrolet Equinox at the Fairfax assembly plant.
Fairfax, Virginia?
Fairfax, Kansas City Fairfax assembly.
All right.
Production will begin in 28, and it's the demise of the Bolt. So they're taking the Bolt off because it's running on the same line. The Chinese-built Buick Envision got slammed by Trump's tariffs, and the company recently hiked the prices by $3 grand, which was a little low, but they're more. This followed an earlier increase, which means the cost entry shot up to $45 grand or $4,500 in less than a year, more money. As a result, the 2026 Envision now starts at $41,000 and the $1,995 destination fee. Pretty steep, and the price increases appear to have started weighing in on sales. No kidding. They were down 11.4% last year to 41,000, over 41,000 units. In the fourth quarter, sales plummeted 60%, almost 61%. Even with the steep decline, the Envision finished the year as Buick's 3rd best-selling vehicle. Thank you.
I like your car.
I do too. I love my car. It's perfect for me. So they announced this. The EV was just relaunched. The Bolt was just relaunched, but now they're going to take it away. A Fairfax assembly plant will be retooled to build the Chevrolet Equinox starting in 27. This suggests that the Bolt will only be sticking around for about another year. So they're getting rid of the Chevy Bolt out of that plant. I don't know if they're going to be building it in another plant or not, but out of that plant, they're going to replace it with the Buick Envision, and I appreciate that. The car styling is good. All the styling cues I like. A couple of minor things on the interior where things go, like your vents, your vent location and stuff, could be a little bit better, but I love the car. I get 32 miles to the gallon.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah.
I have to figure out how I'm going to tub it out, though.
My God. Do you people know what that means?
Some don't. I do.
Well, we do, yes.
I think the bigger problem would be getting the LS in it.
The LS, yeah. Well, there is that.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the all-new 2026 Polestar 4 dual motor. Now, let me go back here just for a moment, because when Polestar began a few years ago, It was under the Volvo umbrella. Well, that ended a long time ago, and I was not aware of that because I had to do my research. Who builds the Polestar? It's a company called Geely Motors, Geely, Geely Motors, China. It comes in several versions, the Polestar 2, 3, and 4. I had the 4 that had dual motors. You can get it with the single motor because it's all electric. Standard electric SUV is what the government calls it. Seats including a driver, 5. Built in South Korea with 96% Chinese parts. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Maybe they just needed another assembly plant. Hey, we've got one open over here in South Korea, so we'll build it over here. But 96% Chinese parts. Can you tell the difference? I can't tell the difference. And so whatever, it's all new. Exterior features. There's no rear window. What?
That's coming.
No, there's no rear window. If you want to look out the back, got a back camera back there. It sounds like it's weird looking, but from the back, if you're looking at the vehicle from the back, it doesn't look weird. How they did that paint and the way that they've got, there's a good picture of it right there. It looks like it's got a rear window, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. So forget that. Split headlights. Horizontal split in the headlights, interesting and cool. Stylish horizontal tail lights that kind of go along with the headlights. It does have a glass roof, and there is no shade. Now, obviously, I drove it a couple of weeks ago, and the weather was just fine. And I got a little tip of the fact that I parked it for about an hour, total sunshine, and I got in, and it was a little warm in there. Well, because it was turned off, okay? If you turn it on, it's got one of those roofs that dims. It has, that when it sees the sunlight, when it's running, it dims. It kind of like a tint is on it. It's really cool. Now, how it works like that, I don't know. But I drove it basically in the early morning and after the sun went down. So that's something that you might want to consider, especially here in Houston, Texas, where we are. It could be a problem without a kind of shade up there. Again, what could use improvement? Shade for the glass roof. Interior highlights. 15.4-inch center display.
Oh, wow.
You know how big that is? That's huge.
15.4 inches.
Yes. It has a Scandinavian style minimalist design. And you'll have to do the research on it because where you would normally have knobs and buttons and that sort of stuff, no, you got to go to the screen.
Knobs?
Knobs. It could be knobs, sure. Awesome materials throughout. It's well laid out. It's really kind of cool if you get into it. But you know, I know that I'm an older guy and I kind of like some knobs for certain things like volume on the radio.
You're coming back.
Yeah, well, and that's the new thing is they realized that, not everybody's all into that. Cargo trunk room, small with the rear seats up, as you can imagine. What I like about it, it's cool environment inside when you get in it. But it could use improvement. Again, some buttons to control often used features. The problem here lies that eyes have to go off the road to locate the functions via a screen. And think about that. I think that you'll agree with me. For many of the functions, it's really not necessary other than to clean up the dashboard. Engine, dual electric motors that turn out 544 horsepower and 506 pound-feet of torque. Transmission, none. Direct drive. Range, 310 miles. Tell you about more of that in just a second. Miles per gallon range in the city, 90. Highway, 80. For a combined of 85 miles per gallon E.
Wow.
I don't know how many miles, but I did have to stop and put a DC charge on it that cost me $35 and took almost an hour out of my day. That's a problem for me personally. What could use improvement? A level 2 charger in my garage would be nice. So next time you send me one of those down to drive, please install that charger in the garage. Make it a lot easier for me. Ride and handling, nice ride, although like other electrics, it felt heavy. What could use improvement? I don't know. Rode pretty good, I guess, overall. Base trim price, $62,900. Prices tested, $67,400. You can get in one of these for a base model price of $56,400.
Wow.
Competitors, Hyundai Ioniq 9 SUV for $58,953. Hyundai Ioniq 6 sedan, $37,850. And the Tesla Model Y SUV starts at $44,990. So it does have competition. Next week, I'll review the Toyota Supra with 400 horsepower through that BMW straight six in it. Woo! You like cars, race cars with a license plate on the back of it? Here is your ticket.
Go-kart.
Yeah. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back after this quick break.
You own a car you love. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupe Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupe Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupe Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupe Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupe experience with queso flameado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupe beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupe Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupe Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, hopefully we'll have Mercedes Lilienthal on the Dakar Rally.
Yay.
Later, Mars has This Week in Auto History. Jeff has the racing calendar, and I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with live from Neederville, Texas, His Elegance, his
Graciousness.
and his beauty, Mr.
Whoa,
Mike,
whoa,
out
whoa,
of this
whoa,
world,
whoa,
Mars.
whoa, whoa.
Well, beautiful in somebody's mind. I guess his mom's, but not ours. Anyway, he's here with us. We have Jeff. We always need more Jeff Dziekan.
Yep, we do.
David Ainsley is down in Friendswood, enjoying the fine weather and relaxing. No, I think he was going to go somewhere. Didn't he say that?
He said he had an appointment.
He had an appointment with his nail person.
Yeah, could
Going to
be.
get his nails done.
Could be.
Anyway, I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. It's a cold one here in Houston, Texas, and most of Texas for that matter now. And it's going to continue to get colder because I understand Sunday and Monday, and maybe even into Tuesday.
Well, when I leave the studio today, I'm going to put on some nice warm fleece clothing.
You have fleece clothing?
I have fleece clothing, yeah. And
Sir,
then
you
I'm
know,
going-
why does that not surprise
This
you?
is kind of a fleece that you're wearing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a fleece.
It's a cotton.
You know, like
pullover.
old sweatpants and things that, all worked in, and you got the
You got the paint on one thigh.
No paint. That's on the inside of the pants. But they're really
Old
they're
paint.
Really
I get
old
it.
Paint.
Uh-huh.
Just casual clothes. As long as the power stays on, because there's talk about power going out with ice on lines and things. As long as the power stays on, I'm good.
By the way, I did want to, in case anybody cares or wanted to have us make some sort of comment, Jeff has supplied us with a view of the pool in the backyard today. And we thought we'd take a dip after the show
Take a
today.
dip. We're gonna do that with a polar dip. They get in their string bikinis and they jump in the lake,
Uh-huh.
frozen lake. The Detroit River is frozen from Canada back, across the width. It's frozen.
Really? Right over there behind the Rouge River?
Well, the Rouge is probably, I don't think the Rouge ever freezes because it's Rouge.
It is Rouge.
It's Detroit.
Yeah.
Ford.
Mr. Mars, do we have a Mercedes? Is he talking?
I don't
Is he
know.
speaking? We can't hear you, Mike.
Can't hear you, buddy.
Good.
Still can't hear you.
Okay. Well, you just
Keep going.
keep talking, and one of these days we'll be able to hear you because we can't hear you.
Yeah, the weather's an issue, so please stay off the roads. The life you save may be ours. Don't be sliding. You know how to drive the skids and all that stuff. We'll talk about that here a bit.
Well, I'll be talking about it right now, as a
That
matter of
could be.
fact,
You know,
because
you want safety driving
I don't
tips.
believe that we have Mercedes with us, and so
I don't think we got Mike with us.
no, we don't. So he can just go away.
All right.
Yeah, can you change that?
I can.
Because we're just going to minimize Mr. Mike because he has no microphone.
Oh, there you go. Mike, he can hear us because he just did it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Did
Mike.
what?
Made the screen go.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Thank you,
good. So, what would you like to talk about? We've got things.
The driving conditions, check in advance where you're going, increase your following distance, don't tailgate, make sure that you've got enough stopping distance for swerving and stuff. Clear the snow from your vehicle. Don't just throw ice or throw hot water on your windshield, because if you got a crack in your windshield, it's going to spread across and ruin more of your windshield. Be extra careful while driving in wintry conditions, skidding vehicles, be wary of pedestrians out there crossing the street. Things to carry: flashlight, first aid kit, snow shovel, ice scraper, blankets or sleeping bags, just in case you spend the night. Non-perishable foods, beef jerky or potato chips or something.
I saw this disturbing thing on the forecast, the long-range forecast, which really means nothing because it's too far away. Next Saturday, snow here.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I just thought.
Bottled water, booster cables, extra clothing, kitty litter, in case you're taking your cat with you. No, that's for the tires, instead of using sand or salt. Kitty litter is good. Extra clothing. Oh, we did that. Cell phone and charger. Flares. Flares are those triangle things that you put behind the vehicle.
What?
Yeah. I used to have those. In fact, I gave them to Laura to put in her.
I thought flares were the things that look like
flares,
a stick of
and then
dynamite.
the diamond is the reflective diamond that truckers use to put it 10 feet,
Yes.
10 feet. I used to carry those. Why? I don't know. I was never stranded or anything. So be aware, be prepared.
In today's world, who gets stranded anymore? You pick up the phone and you call AAA, or you call somebody with a wrecker. There's help everywhere. Call the police.
There were stories this past week of 100 car accidents on certain roads in Michigan or
Yeah, in the middle of the
Pennsylvania.
country.
Yeah. You get in an accident in that 100 car, you're kind of stranded. It takes hours to remove everything. So even in that case, whenever you're traveling long distance, even if it's a nice day, make sure you've got stuff in the car in case something happens.
Years and years ago, I took a trip, and I was trying to get a car from here to Dallas. And it was a terrible winter storm. And kind of like now, we had black ice, what they call black ice. You can't see it. Of course, I was going at night. And, I learned a long, long time ago, when it comes to that, chances are you can tiptoe, basically, with your car across black ice, nice and slow. And you can make it.
Yeah.
There's a huge, long bridge on I-45 just south of Dallas. And it's elevated for miles and miles and miles up there. And it was all frozen. And there were cars spun out all over the place because they were going too fast. And I had that thing 5 miles an hour over in the right-hand lane, flashers on. Just take it easy, nice and slow. Don't expect to stop because you're not going to be able to.
Safety first.
Yeah. If you're smart about it, it's funny because if you think about it, the people up north, for the most part, if you drive in this 6 months, 5 months, 4 months out of the year
after year,
you get used to how to drive in the snow. Here, no, nobody does, because how many people here get snowed on, iced on?
I told you this morning, come here to the studio, it was 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. There was somebody doing 25 with their hazards on in the right lane because it was wet.
Well, because I'm sure
it was
they
going to
watch the
freeze.
news and you think, oh my God, it's terrible outside. It was 57 degrees this morning when I got up.
Yeah. You know what? If I was speaking of weather person, do you know that there's a weather person convention here in Houston this week? There's going to be like 3,000 weather people.
Where are they going to be?
They're downtown.
I think we need to go and boycott them.
Their convention in Houston. Yeah. And lost my train of thought on that. But yeah, there's a bunch of people coming in Houston that are weather.
Are they going to get here?
They're already here.
They're already here.
They're already here.
They're conventioning now?
Right. And if I was a weather person, I would go to somewhere like Tahiti on the beach and say, I don't see any snow. What's
Either that
going
or
on?"
let's have the convention on the beach.
on the beach in
Yes.
Tahiti.
In
There
Tahiti.
you go. And talk about the weather.
What it would cost to get to Tahiti?
A lot, probably. You need a passport. You got to have a reason for going there. They just don't let tourists in. You got to have, like in Australia. Or,
Jeff knows these things.
Well, I have family that, people.
It goes to
like-
Tahiti?
No, that travel worldwide, I guess. But you need reasons to go in certain countries. They just don't let anybody in anymore.
Well, they'd never let me in.
I'd let you in.
Thank
I
you.
would. Yeah.
I'd
We
appreciate it.
sneak you in the back.
I was just going to say we could have our own little conclave in the back.
We could start a like the knack toy. We could start our own.
Oh, what would it be called?
Um,
Tap toy.
you got it. It's an acronym. We got to figure something out.
Yeah, we'd figure it
Yeah.
out. Well, I'm really disappointed that we don't have Mercedes.
Or Mike.
Because or Mike. Mike just disappeared off the face of the earth, so we
know.
don't know what happened to him.
Hmm.
But we managed to survive these kinds of times.
Yeah.
And I have
You got the story?
I've got something
Okay.
that I think that might interest you. And I've been toting this around for some things that I needed to talk about in case we have run across a deal like this. And that is 7 songs about car crashes.
Oh,
So when you're out and
boy.
about today and you're worried that you're going to get in a crash because of the weather, I've got 7 songs.
All right.
And I'll bet you probably know some of
I
these.
probably played them.
Okay. Well, the song by Jan and Dean. Do you remember what
It's
Dead Man's,
Dead Man's
Curve?
Curve. Yeah.
Well, the last thing I remember, Doc, I started to swerve, and then I saw the Jag slide into the curve.
And they didn't like each other.
No, they didn't. They didn't?
No.
Jan and Dean didn't?
Jan and Dean were kind of feuded a lot, even on stage sometimes.
I did not know that. Here's one for you, and I beg you to name the artist. Don't look.
Okay.
The song is titled "Tell Her I Love Her." Who sang that song?
Oh, I could see him. I can't. No,
This is all back in the '60s
Yeah,
stuff with
yeah.
all the car crash and the boyfriend died or the girlfriend died or something.
Go ahead.
The guy's name was Ray Peterson. Never heard of him. I don't think he had another hit. He drove his car to the racing grounds. He was the youngest driver there, and the crowd roared as they started the race. Round the track, they drove at a deadly pace.
Okay. Play that.
There'll be a test later.
Yeah.
Here's one. This is a Graham Parker cover by Dave Edmonds, and the name of the song is, I've never heard of it, Crawling from the Wreckage. Here's one.
We never
Yes.
crawled out of wreckage, but we crawled out a few bars. Even.
We have done
We
that.
crawled out of a few
There's no
bars.
doubt about that.
Never wreckage.
Yep. And somehow we walked to a hotel.
Well, we had help.
We did.
The ladies
Yeah,
helped us.
Right. Here's one with an artist that you'd probably know, but I didn't know that he sang this song. Always crashing in the same car. So this is a relatively modern songwriter and singer. David Bowie wrote that.
Really?
Always
right.
crashing in the same car.
I'll have to look that one up.
Okay. Every chance that I take it on the road, those kilometers in the road.
Oh, I've heard this. Yeah. It's a good beat. I don't know.
Here's
Pretty
one that
good name.
everybody knows, I think. Teen Angel.
Oh yeah, Teen Angel. Who does that?
Mark Dinning.
Don't know.
Teen Angel,
popular.
ooh. That fateful night the car was stalled upon the railroad track. I pulled you out and we were safe, but you went running back. Darn it.
Dang it.
All right. Here's one that the Beach Boys wrote and did. And this song was about James Dean. He died in a car wreck,
Right.
And the name of the song is A Young Man Is Gone.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I would imagine that all of these songs were inspired by something,
Mm-hmm.
somebody.
Or someone in their life. Yeah.
Here's one by a group called They Might Be Giants. And the name of the song is Mink Car. I got hit by a mink car, hit by a mink car, driven by a guitar. And the silver chauffeur says, that is all in your head.
They did a lot of hallucinogenics in the 60s.
Yes.
And then they wrote songs.
And then they wrote songs. That's it. So I believe those, ladies and gentlemen, are your
Top 40.
top
You
seven,
go, Casey.
7 songs about car crashes.
Casey Kasem.
I can't tell. Let's see if I
This one
can
comes
tell you. Wow, I've held that story since 2023.
Wow.
So for 2.5 years anyway,
Yeah.
I've had that story because I thought it was a cool story. So
There you go.
Yeah.
We've got
What do you
Mike in the
have?
corner.
what do you have? Are you going to contribute something to
Yeah, I
this?
do. I got, winter. I've gone back to the winter time, back to all the cold weather, and changing your tires. Do you have winter tires and summer tires?
Well,
I
we
did.
don't down
We
here.
don't. But I did. Yeah.
Down here?
Up north.
Yeah.
On my Nova, I would have my 5-spoke mag wheels.
Yeah.
In my
Krager
Firestone.
SSs?
No, I had ETs.
ET.
Couldn't afford the
Kragers.
Kragers, so I got the ETs. My sister worked for Bell Tires, so they were pretty inexpensive. But in the wintertime, around March or April, when the springtime comes, you change off your steel wheels with hubcaps and you put your mag wheels on. But in order to do that, you would pull them off, you take off the tires, clean them all up, take all the little rocks out of the tread blocks and everything, and I would wax them, but not take the wax off. So it would be like a dull finish on it. And then I'd roll them down in the basement and cover them up. Lay them flat, not stacked, lay them flat, and cover them up for the winter.
Not stacked.
Stacked up, but not vertical.
Lay it down.
Right, horizontal.
Uh-huh.
Right. And that's the way I would store them. And it worked. And then, like I said, in the springtime.
But back then we never worried about build dates of the tires.
No,
We didn't care.
No.
As long as it held air
Mhm.
and wasn't patched too many
Right.
times.
It didn't cost you a lot on a used one. If you had to blow out, you go buy a used tire. But storing them is different. A lot of people store them standing up, and you're not supposed to do that.
Store them laying down.
Store them laying down.
Well,
And I had Oldsmobile wire wheel covers on my Nova because
those were nice.
They were nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they went hand in hand with the Buick wire wheel
Yeah.
covers.
And they were stolen one time. One stolen time off them. And from there, I got some other ones. So good. Store your tires.
Down here, we really don't know that much about winter tires. Let's talk about that when we
Yeah,
come back.
okay. There is a difference.
Well, we may or may not be able to play a commercial. I'm not sure because we can't talk to
Can't
Mr.
talk to
Barnes.
Mike.
He's doing his own thing over there in Neaterville. All right. In real time, invite you to join our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central on inrealtime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. And we hope you'll check us out. If you miss us, you'll be able to connect with a podcast from your favorite podcast channel. We are back on the In Real Time Car Talk Show right after these messages.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Jeff has the racing calendar. You know we got coming up. Daytona.
Yeah. So what did I just do with that? Here we go. Finally got Daytona.
David says that I keep sounding like I'm off mic. I don't know how. The only way that I can sound not off mic is to be able to eat the mic, and that's
Don't eat
too
the mic.
close. I've only been working a mic all of my adult life, and I think I know how to work a microphone.
Well, according
And
to
if
David,
if this doesn't work, then I guess we'll have to go back to the headset stuff.
well, for you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Go ahead.
But you're right. There is Daytona coming up, and there's other series coming up later on in the year. But you got Daytona, and it's coming up February 1st. We've got the Cup, you got the Xfinity, and you got the Truck Boys, and all that good stuff. And then, of course, the NHRA is March 5th through the 8th at the
It's too
Junior
late.
Nationals. I know.
If they're gonna start down there in Florida in Gainesville, so start in March.
Yeah.
Are they starting in March?
Yeah, March 5th through the 8th. For
Okay.
NHRA. Now, this little NASCAR story, but Fox confirms its NASCAR lineup after fans made feelings known. Fox Sports is sticking with its tried and tested NASCAR lineup despite receiving heavy criticism of its motorsports coverage. Throughout the first half of 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season, fans repeatedly dragged Fox over the coals due to its production choices and pundit commentary. The backlash reached an ugly head immediately following the Advent Health 400 during the fourth
And the Advent Health.
Advent Health
Okay.
didn't notice a massive crash for several seconds. Yet it appears though the viewers' critiques were enough to convince Fox to enact changes. The network confirmed that the broadcast team would remain in place. Play-by-play announcer Mike Joy is slated to return for what? His 26th season in the
I like Mike Joy.
I
doing
do.
the play-by-play.
I like Mike Joy. Analysts Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick, well, questionable, additionally coming back for their 6th and 3rd seasons, respectively. Analyst Larry McReynolds. I've got some things about that, but I'll keep them to
Well,
myself.
he used to be a crew chief.
He used to be a crew chief. He's a car owner. He's got I think his son or grandsons in racing, all this other
Well,
good
he's
stuff.
been in it too long. He needs to go.
26th season at Fox. He needs to go away. I don't like being talked down to like I'm a 7-year-old.
Okay.
That is my opinion. But they're going to keep him. They're going to keep him around. And Fox says, you know what? Keep telling us fans, but we're not listening to you. So it's going to be sticky this year. They're going to tear him up any little bit that's going on in the broadcast. They're going to.
Where is Dale Jr.? Where is he? Is he over at NBC or something?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
He's obviously not there.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I
you might be
like to
talking-
hear him.
Yeah, Dale's good. He's got it
He's got it
the
down.
the good old boy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's part of it.
Mhm.
I like it,
Yeah.
and I like listening to him, and I like his car talk show too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
More,
racing show.
more dirty or something. That's
Dirty Air. No, you're
yeah.
thinking of Rodney
I'm thinking
Rodriguez.
Rodney should be on there.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Rodney, you should.
He's
you should
very
be on Fox.
knowledgeable, and
yeah, he's been doing it a long time.
he has been
26 years.
not
No,
as
I'm
long
just
as we have.
kidding. You.
Me.
Yeah. And Larry McReynolds.
Are you going to put me in the boat with Larry McReynolds?
No, he's got his own boat.
There'll be a fight that'll break out.
I
I'm
just,
sure.
I just don't. It just rubs me the wrong way. He's probably a very nice man, a great guy and all that, but it just gets me.
So what do you do?
I
Turn
grin
the
and bear it.
volume down?
No, I
and
grin
listen
and
to
bear it.
baseball or
and
something?
no, I'll suffer through it. I will, because it's the same thing every. This is a carburetor, and what it does, and it goes on every week.
Oh, one of
I've
those.
said too much.
Yeah. Well, I like Vice Grip Garage.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. He's got lots of online viewers. You have to look it up. Vice Grip Garage.
Mhm.
And great guy. He goes out and finds these wrecked cars that haven't run in 50 years
Yep.
and gets them to run.
Everything from Model T to
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy his show. I enjoy his humor. I like the names that he has given spark plug sparkulators.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And it's entertaining and fun. I really like him. Follow him every chance I get.
And they've changed the name of Motor Trend TV to Turbo TV.
What
Another
is
change.
going on with the
and
whole,
They're reruns from 7 years ago.
I know, and I don't understand that.
They've got one show with Lucky Mechanic and this young lady.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan.
No, me
Not a
either.
fan. I'd rather watch Larry McReynolds.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't understand what happened to the whole network that we had that had all of the car stuff on it. Just went away. Poof.
Well, they made changes and they lost viewership. So they think, let's make another change to get the viewers back. And they did that and they lost more viewers. So they're continuing to lose viewers.
The car builders out of Central Texas. Don't get me wrong. I like Dave Kindig, but I'm not a big fan of Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, his sidekick or whatever you want to call it. I guess he's his shop manager or something.
Yeah.
But that's nitpicking it.
Yeah.
Those cars that he builds are high-end cars. I want to see a car that you have go through the process. You spend 10 grand on it, you get you a paint job on it, you drop a new motor in it, whatever, and you drive it. I want to see that. Something that I can relate to. Maybe learn something along. Well, I always learn something because I don't know anything.
Yeah, and it's automotive related. Plus, you're in your genre. I knew that, or I could do that better. Or you get some ideas, or share with a friend. So it's
one of the things that I learned here, not that far back, a few years back, is forget the carburetor, go with direct injection, and they've got things that look like carburetors that go in the place of the carburetor that are injections, and why not do that?
Yeah,
Tune themselves the whole 9 yards. I'm all for that.
And you don't need any sparkulators.
Well, you still have to have.
Well,
the
you got
sparkulators.
the coil pack.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Depends on what you call sparkulators. All right. Mr. Mars, if you're wondering what's happened with him, he's there, but apparently he hit the wrong button somewhere.
No.
And for him to be not him,
No.
and for him to be able to join us in love and passion and all the things that he brings to the table, he's unable to do that without having to reboot the entire system. And if he does that, then you out there would lose us. God forbid if you did that. So we're just going to do away with Mr. Mars. I've only got just a very short period of time here, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to end up on today's show. Maybe a little short, but not that short.
Okay.
But I did want to remind everybody that next week, live from the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center, we are going to be broadcasting live from 9 to noon. Now, the show out there doesn't open until 10, but for us to be able to fulfill our obligation to the Houston Automotive Show, because they're always so nice to us, we're going to have to start an hour earlier. So we invite you to join us then.
Do you have any ticket information? I know that I think first responders get a discount, I believe. Is it?
I don't know, but if you go to Houston Automotive Show.
Right, go to there you go. Better than
time now to take a quick break on the In Real Time Car Talk Show. We're going to wrap up today's show right after this. Stay with us.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists.
Well, that's it for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at InWheelTime.com. Hey, we're always looking for new, informative, and fun automotive things to bring to our global audience. If you have an idea, an event, road trip, or tall tale you'd like us to feature, let us know. Our email address is info@InWheelTime.com. When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app and website. Grab a podcast from your favorite podcast store. We video stream our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Next week, we're back at the Houston Automotive Show from NRG Center, and we'll be talking to you 9 to noon next Saturday. The In Wheel Time video coordinator is we always need more Jeff Dziekan. For booking agent, video editor, and all-round good guy, Mike out of this world, Mars.
People finder.
Well, that's not what?
He's a people finder.
He is a people finder. And our chief engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks to our weekly show contributors, Jeff Heitzman, and get well soon, George Skelton. Have yourself a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Bundle up. So long for now.